Good morning, good morning. It is December 24th. It is Christmas Eve. This is the physique update. I am 196 and that's with shorts and holding the camera and wearing some socks. But I'm feeling lean. This is a lot thinner. Can actually see some abs coming in, and just generally feeling a little bit more confident. Shoulders looking okay. Today I wanted to go over a couple of things. I wanted to go over a trade that I took, my most recent trade, and I wanted to have a workout today. So we'll see. I wanted to bring you guys along for kind of like holiday, how I'm losing weight, how I'm still trading, and how I'm just taking care of business during the holidays right now. So appreciate you. So I have my right hip. It's been killing, absolutely killing. So I'm trying to take care of this a little bit before I get into my workout today. I'm not doing legs, but this has been bothering me for a couple of days. So I need to actually start addressing some of these problems. But you know what? I got myself a new Bible, and this is a new translation, and I'm super excited to get into this because historically I have only used the King James translation. Raised Catholic, so that was like pretty standard around us, but recently a buddy of mine recommended the English Standard Version, and I bought myself this this like 1-inch margin here for notes on the sides here. It's got like the gold shiny edges to the book, to the Bible, and some colored maps. So that's really nice. I'm super excited to break into this. I think the biggest barrier for me to actually reading the Bible has always been the language in the King James Version. And I think in terms of this being like a very literal word-for-word translation, I think this is a great way for me to still get into the Bible without, and a lot easier way to actually get into it without having to struggle with the old archaic language that they had. So I'm excited to break into this. I'm going to start with John. I've read a lot about starting with John as like an introduction to breaking into the Bible. So I'm probably going to do the Gospels first, but we will see. I'm going to break into this a little bit today and prepare for my workout a little bit later. I think I'm going to do chest or push chest. So we'll get to that a little later. All right, so 225. I'm 195 pounds. Got the music blasted. This is the lightest that I've been pushing this weight. Last time I pushed this weight, I was about 212 pounds. So let's get it. Easy, easy. Slow and controlled. Okay, that was a little bit harder than I expected, but 3 reps. 3 reps, 225. I'm gonna try to get a couple more sets here before I go to dips, but whew. You know, I will say that those are getting significantly easier with weight loss. I'm down like 20 pounds, 20 plus pounds. And this is, I never thought I would be doing like weight loss journeys and stuff, but when you lose 20 pounds and you do stuff like this, my ability to move my weight around now is just increased like crazy. So I'm super, super stoked. And, I'm happy. You know, I'm feeling really good, really strong, and feel good. You know, I don't really talk about why I film these videos, but one of the reasons is how good I'm starting to feel because of a couple of small decisions that I made repeatedly over the past couple of months. I mean, I've wanted to lose fat for years. Like 2022, I was 215 pounds at 5'11". I was fat, I was overweight. And just until the past couple of months, I started to make some pretty radical changes in my life. And what do you know? Like, it just took a couple of months of discipline, making some good decisions, and like, I'm feeling as good as I am now. And I still have a long way to go, but I'm just grateful for this, and I'm using this as an opportunity to share, share my story, and like, just show people that feeling good and changing your life, it's a slow process, and I'm gonna be doing it every single day of my life. but the amount of radical progress that I've made over the past 2-3 months has just been insane. So lock in. All right, that's it for me today. I'm not going to do any triceps because the dips actually ended up making them feel a little bit juicy. So this is what I'm dealing with. This is my update for today. About 195 pounds. Feeling really good. Still losing a lot of belly fat, but still feeling strong, still feeling pumped. And like I said, if you've been watching this, I appreciate you. Please subscribe, comment, let me know where you're at. But this is where I'm at. Dad of 2 in a home gym, just trying to be healthy. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Alrighty. December 24th, and this I'm super proud of this trade. I'm trading micro crude oil contracts, and the biggest switch I've been making recently is I have completely gotten rid of all of my prop firm accounts, and I have fully committed to a very small live account. So I funded a couple $100 into a live brokerage. I found basically the lowest margin futures contract that I could trade overnight, because my objective is I don't want to be in front of the charts just micro day trading and throwing trades on and off. That, psychologically speaking, that's just not me, and it really throws my mental off. And I think I found pretty clearly that swing trading is a little bit easier and it fits my lifestyle. I like to throw on a trade. I like to have longer term analysis. I like to let the trade work, and then I can just go do other things as long as I can trust my stops and my targets. So this specific trade I actually entered in about a week ago. So I entered on Wednesday the 17th. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. So this is Wednesday the 17th. I entered. And the thesis here, if you're familiar with Tory Trades, essentially this is what I was doing on the 4-hour time frame. We are in a downtrend. So this significant downtrend line here wasn't really initially the play that I was looking at. It was just this last little section from the beginning of December, a pretty sharp downtrend line. Had a 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. So I felt like it was pretty strong. And what I did was on the 17th, we had this really great bullish candle here with a close above it. And I entered at 56.51, one contract long, and I set my stop below this low here. I think the risk on this one, with this one particular contract, the stop was at 55.58. So roughly 100 points, because it's $1 a point. This felt like a pretty decent stop. Now, this trend line here did not exist when I entered the contract. So let's delete that just for the sake. That trend line did not exist. But again, I was just trusting. This was initially my stop, this larger, higher time frame uptrend line. And it was, I don't know, it felt good. I felt comfortable. We had some significant, movement downwards. We had taken some significant liquidity here. We were in a demand zone, a couple of different confluences, but again, just entered. I was almost stopped out here, but I stayed My thought process here was that even if we are breaking this down trend line, that there still would be some retesting. But again, kept my stop here, allowed it to retest, trusted the process, and then just stayed in it. And it was a little strange. This was my longest trade ever and my best reward trade ever. And I ended up making $178. You can see down here. And on a small account, this is huge, absolutely huge. And this was, I don't know. I think this was really a taste into seeing like what kind of trading I can do that allows me to be as present in my life with my family and my kids and still be able to do other business things. It just felt good. I felt good. I will say I did make one mistake here, which was actually on my exit. So this trend line here. So on Tuesday of this week, which was 2 days ago, we formed kind of a second, more aggressive trend line here. So I took this. Let me actually go here. Let me get that trend line back. Okay. So I took this second, more aggressive trend line just to let me know how long I can stay in the trade and secure profits. The issue here is that I exited because I essentially choked out the trade. I kept moving my stop. I moved my stop to here, which made sense because this would have broken the trend line. And then last night around like 6, I choked the trade out. I kept moving my stop up and I put it right here and I got wicked out. And what sucks is I would probably still be in the trade right now had I not done that. So did I leave some money on the table? Maybe. But at the end of the day, this was the single biggest trade that I've had on a personal account. It was an actual 2.33 risk to reward ratio, or maybe a little bit less than that with where I got stopped. So almost a 2. I didn't have any set targets. Again, I was just following this trend line just to see when I would get out. And it felt good, but I think I made a mistake in not waiting for this trend line to break in the downward direction. Who knows if I left some money on the table or not. But at the end of the day, I felt really great about this trade and the largest one yet. So I'm going to put this one down. I'm fairly happy about how this played out. And it looked fairly textbook here in terms of breaking a downward trend line. So I'm happy with it. I think things went very smoothly, and I hope that this can be kind of a template for future trades in terms of like how long I stay in trades, what I'm looking for in my and how I manage the trades. But good thing that yes, it was the biggest trade ever, but I can still take even the smallest things and learn from them, which is get out when the trend line says to get out. So who knows? I just wanted to share that trade with you, and that's all I've got for you guys.